Hey guys, I hope you're well. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new video on my top tips for Disneyland. So I went to Disneyland in California in August, just after D23. It was as part of my 30th birthday. I have a whole vlog series on it which I'll leave linked somewhere around here or maybe down below, and I thought I would share you my top tips for when you're at Disneyland. So this is not about booking or getting there, this is about what to kind of do when you're there, things to consider when you're at Disneyland. So we're going to jump straight in. So the first thing I'm going to tell you to do is actually before you go, but you need it when you're there, is download the Disneyland app off iOS or Play Store. It is great. It will be your lifeline while you're there. You can use it for wait times, you can use it for mobile ordering, you can get fast passes on it, you can book dining reservations. It's very similar to My Disney Experience if you've got experience with the Walt Disney World app, very similar. So make sure that you get that before you go and you can start planning your trip with it. So that leads on to the next bit with the app, which is mobile ordering. Oh my God. If you can mobile order off the app for quick service, do it. Honestly, the queues can get ridiculous, especially for Dole Whip in Adventureland. Mobile order it, guys, because the queue was about 30 people long at one point. We mobile ordered it, we cut right round all these people and got our Dole Whip straight away. So I recommend mobile ordering for quick service. If you know what you want or you know where you're going, 100% get on the mobile ordering train. Tip number, I'm not going to give these numbers, there's just going to be a load of tips thrown into under different categories, but the next one is MaxPass. Seriously consider it. I would say get it. So MaxPass, if you don't know, Disneyland still runs on a paper Fastpass system, but for $15 a day you can get MaxPass, and what that allows you to do is book your Fastpasses from your phone. They're unlimited, however they are governed by timings. You can book a Fastpass and then it will tell you when you can book your next Fastpass in the app. It means you don't have to go over to the ride to get the Fastpass. With MaxPass as well, you also get all your PhotoPass photos included. So $15 a day means you don't have to run in between rides. You can also get all your PhotoPass on it. So, you know, really milk it. I mean, if you're going to pay $15 a day, milk it. If Disneyland's really quiet and you're not bothered about, say, the Fastpass and you're happy to just go from ride to ride, just get somebody in your party to get MaxPass, so one person paying $15, and then you can get all your PhotoPass photos from all the rides, from all the PhotoPass photographers. I think it's a great investment. If you plan it in your budget as well when you're saving for Disneyland, if you plan to use $15 a day for MaxPass, you can't go wrong. And I used it, out of the 8 days I was there, I used it for 5 days. So definitely recommend doing it, especially if you're only there for a couple of days. It really does save you time. Tip number, no, I'm not giving these numbers. My next tip, go on a weekday if you can. I know it's not always possible, but Disneyland is quieter on a weekday because all of the annual pass holders obviously come on a weekend when they're not in school or work. So it's always quiet in the week. If you can definitely get like a midweek, like Tuesday to Thursday slot. Monday and Fridays can be a little bit busier because people can be on long weekends and whatever, but definitely notice a considerable difference in crowd volumes between like Tuesday, Wednesday and Saturday for sure. Get to the park before it opens. Disney, whatever Disney park you go to, it is always the quietest when the park opens and just before the park closes. So if you are jet lagged or if you're up really early because you're so excited, go to the parks. Go and start riding those rides, taking those photos, meeting those characters, because honestly you get more done in the first kind of 2 hours of park opening than you will later on in the day. So if you are a morning person and you do want to get up early, go to the parks. You won't be sorry. Literally, I was so jet lagged the first 3 days of my trip. I was up at 6 AM every day. I was in the park for opening time. It was great. I met characters. You get onto my next tip, but Galaxy's Edge, like you can go and do Galaxy's Edge. It's dead compared to the rest of the day, honestly. I know some people will be like, yeah, it's a holiday and I want to have a little bit of a lie-in, but it depends how much you want to use your time at Disney. And for some people, getting up early and doing more is the perfect use of time, aka me. That's what I love to do. Look out for characters wandering around. I don't know if you guys remember the adverts of Disney from the 90s, but there would be all these characters walking around. You'd be like, oh my God, that never happens. That happens at Disneyland. That happens at Disneyland. You can just be strolling by the castle. Suddenly, Gaston wants to come and have like a muscle off contest with you, or Hatter and Alice want to grab some tea, or you can walk with Belle and Beast, and Mary Poppins and Bert come out. Honestly, Fantasyland and around that castle area, characters everywhere. Also, the characters at the front of the park don't have a set meet. So you know when you go to Disney World and like everyone's got like a set meeting place? That doesn't happen at Disneyland. Mickey can come out and be like, okay, I'm going to go meet people over here today, or I'm going to go meet people here. So sometimes you'll see him outside the firehouse, sometimes you'll see him at the bottom of Main Street, sometimes you'll see him over by like where they come out on the right hand side. The characters don't have like a set place. So check the app to see when they'll be out, and it'll give you the kind of the sort of the location for them. So it'll say like the bottom of Main Street. And then you have to go and just wait and see where they turn up, because they are wild, they go rogue, they go where they want, and it is bloody brilliant in my opinion. It just adds a little bit of like surprise to the mix. My next tip is, I'm going to move on to California Adventure for these next couple because I feel like it's important we spend some time there. Ride Incredicoaster at night. Incredicoaster is great in the day, but Incredicoaster is obscene at night. It's so good. The darkness makes it so much more immersive because the tunnels are really dark that you go in, and when it's light you can kind of see the light, but when it's dark outside they are dark. I love Incredicoaster. It's such a good ride. It's quick. When I say quick, I mean like speedy quick, because it's not a quick ride. It's a long roller coaster. It goes upside down. You've got num smells. It's just one of my favourite rides at Disney, and one of my favourite roller coasters that they've ever done. So yeah, definitely go and ride Incredicoaster in the dark. Get a num. Oh, nums. I didn't get them in Disney World now, but nums. So good. And if you're in Disney California Adventure as it's going dark for sunset, make sure you head on over to Cars Land, because they set all the neons off at sunset, and so the whole of Cars Land lights up, and it's so pretty and so lovely. Go and grab yourself a mac and cheese cone from the Cozy Cone Motel and go and watch the neons come on, because honestly it's one of my favourite things to do, and it can get a little busy. Get somewhere down by like Flows and you'll see all the neons come on up the street, like from Radiator Springs Racers up towards Flows, and honestly it's just one of the nicest things you can watch at Disney. Paint the Night, not Paint the Night, World of Colour. Paint the Night's not running at the moment, that's the parade. World of Colour, the first time you watch World of Colour, watch it from the front. Not like the very front, but make sure you're watching the show from in front of the show, if that makes sense. And also when you come, if you've got a fast pass for it, which you should get with your MaxPass, so if you get a fast pass for World of Colour, it doesn't affect any of your other fast passes. The same if you get one for Fantasmic. If you're getting any other nighttime show fast passes, you can just get them in the day when you get to the park, and then you don't have to worry about them. And then you can still use the MaxPass as normal to get your like other fast passes. So anyway, I digress. When you come into the fast pass section, make sure you go right and come round. Don't rush to the front, don't rush to the bubble zone. Go right, come round onto the circular bit in the middle. It's dead for the first like 20 minutes of them opening that queue. You can get right to the front. There's steps in front of you, so people are lower than you. They don't really get in your view, which is great. But just love World of Colour. The wonderful world of colour. So wonderful. But what I will say is, if you have seen World of Colour before, really consider going and watching it from Lamplight Lounge, which is the restaurant on Pixar Pier, which I think used to be the Cove Bar. But go and watch it from there, grab some food. It's a sit down table service restaurant, so obviously that budget for it. But you're basically in the water. But I would say there's a bit of a lag between the music and the water, because obviously the speed of sound and light travels differently, and you can kind of tell when you're sitting in that section. It was so nice to sit there and just watch this water show from basically in the water show. It was pretty cool. Single rider lines, let's talk about them. There is quite a few of them at Disneyland. I'm going to list them here because I can't remember them all off the top of my head, but you can speed your day up so much, especially if there's just you. So I had a couple of solo days while I was there, and I used those single rider lines. They were perfect to use, so make sure that you are using them and utilising them, because Disneyland has quite a few, I believe, compared to Disney World, so definitely worth doing. Let's talk about Galaxy's Edge, because I feel like we can't skip past it. So Millennium Falcon, the actual Millennium Falcon where you can have photos taken. Get some in the day, get some at night, because the whole aesthetic of the land changes at night. Batu lit up is so freaking cool. Oh, it just gives me the honey glows, something awful. Honestly, I'm going to set a photo of me and the day and on the night. You tell me which one you prefer, because I know which one I prefer. Now yes, I do have a lightsaber. Someone did borrow me that. Like, you can't borrow them from the Photopass photographers. That's just not how it works. But if you have a lightsaber, they will happily basically give you a little photo shoot in front of the Falcon. And they also have people that stop people going behind you. So you know, you keep seeing these pictures of people and there's no one behind them. You're like, oh, it must be dead. No, 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 it's heaving. They just have someone that basically runs back and forth being like, can you get out the photo? Can you get out the photo? Like, that's all their job is, to pretty much like make sure that no one is standing in between the Photopass guys and the Millennium Falcon, so that people can get these amazing photos of the Falcon. Smuggler's Run, you want to be a pilot. And if you can't be a pilot, you want to be a gunner. Engineer, if you ride single rider, you're always going to be an engineer, which is fine, it's fun. But I much preferred being a pilot. And if you can be the pilot on the right hand side, you get to make the jump to light speed, which is very cool. I would say if it's your first time riding it, get in the normal queue and have that chance of being a pilot. If you can ride with more people, so if there's 6 of you, that's the perfect number. Otherwise you will get put with other families and other guests. So you may not have as good an experience. I hear some people say that they hate it when they go with other people because they like, people don't know how to ride it properly or whatever. So you kind of have to take it with a pinch of salt. Ride it multiple times, go early in the morning. There's no fast pass for it at the moment at the time of me making this video. Go and experience it. Ride a few different locations and see, you know, do you like pilot? Do you like gunner? Do you like engineer? Most people just really like pilot. That's the most kind of immersive ride that you can do, most immersive role. But it's so much fun from wherever you sit. It's just so immersive. Like this, you have to press buttons and pull levers and watch what's going on. Oh my god, wild, absolutely wild. So my final tip is, if you have the opportunity to do Walk in Walt's Disneyland Footsteps tour, 100% do it. I wrote a blog post on it, which I'll leave a link down below, and it was in my vlogs. Well, bits of it was in my vlogs. I took some photos, I didn't do any video of it because it was so special and I just wanted to immerse myself in it. It's $100, I think, per person. It's a 4-hour tour. They walk you around Disneyland with one of the plaids. You get a headset. They talk to you through that, to tell you stories. You hear Walt Disney talk to you. They give you all these fun facts about Disneyland. You get fed. But the big thing is, oh, you get to go on rides. The big thing is you get to go into Walt Disney's apartment, which, if you're a Disney fan, that is it's like hallowed ground. Like, that's his private apartment that they have renovated and reopened. And I mean, I cried. It's so special. Like, honestly, it's so special for a Disney fan. So it was just a really great use of a morning, well, an afternoon. We did the 11:30 start, so we finished about 3:30, so it was a great use of like an afternoon slot. 100% recommend to anyone. And yeah, if you're a big Disney fan, you will absolutely love it. So I want to keep this video short and sweet, but those are my top tips for Disneyland. You can follow my Disneyland adventures. I have a playlist with all of my Disneyland California vlogs on that. There's a full series there for you to watch, and I also have an Instagram, so if you want to go and follow me on there, there's lots of California photos on there. But thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment below. Tell me if you've got any tips for California, Disneyland. Pop them below. Let's share the magic. So thank you for watching, and I will see you all real soon. Bye guys.